Hold on. Open up to Naso. Hold on. Let's start with Zayin. We're going to bounce around a little. Oh, no. I want to go to Vav. Go to Vav. Naso Vav. Here. Anybody? I have one art scroll, but I need this back. Who wants it? Anybody? Yeah. Pass it over to them. I need that back. It's my last one. I gave away all my others. All right. So,
where is it here?
Vav. Vav. Kov Sadi Dalid. Where's my pencil? Kov Sadi Dalid. Yeah. Anyone see a pencil lying around?
You got a pen here?
No. Okay. Vayavo malach. Sorry. Vayavo malach Elohim od el ha'isha. Okay. So now we know what this week's Parshat talks about a lot of different stuff. One of them is Nazir. One of them is Nazir. What is a Nazir? Anyone know what a Nazir is? Good. A Nazir is someone that takes a 30-day, a minimum of 30-day neder, no cutting his hair, no drinking wine.
And no tumas mate.
And no tumat met.
Yes.
Yes, that was the V. Correct. Very good. That was the V. So now, one of the first, actually, from what we know, the first Nazir that we had was Shimshon. So now Zera Shimshon brings a derasha on Shimshon HaNazir.
Wow. It's
Okay?
a connection.
Sure, it's a connection.
But
He was a Nazir. He was sent down as a taken. Like he was that. So let's see. Vayavo malach Elohim od el ha'isha, vahi yoshev basadeh u'manoach isha en ima. Okay? Shmo. Amen. So the Malach Elohim comes to to his wife Eshet Manoach for a second time, okay, and Manoach is not found. Kasher mipnei ma pam ach b'pam hashenit halach el ha'isha. Right, the Manoach is the one that prayed that the Malach comes and talks to his wife, tells her that you're not going to have that you're going to have a son. He's going to be a Nazir. So he tells him, be careful on what you're doing. Make sure that you don't drink wine, and make sure you stay tahor. Don't eat anything tameh. Throughout the pregnancy, correct. Throughout the pregnancy. Now, the Manoach asked Yeshua. Manoach asked that prayed that the Malach should come again, because he wanted to hear it. He wanted to see it. He wanted to confirm, trust but verify. But the second time that the Malach comes, he doesn't come to Manoach. He comes again to the wife. So why would he come on the second time? Come back to the wife. Come to the husband. He's the reason why he's the one that called him. Haloki kivar shama ve'azina kedat malasot. She already heard what to do. And what the malach should have done was to go to the husband, because Manoach needs to know what to do. And if Mikol Sheken, that the koach of his tefillah is the one that got him there in the first place. You understand? So the malach comes to Manoach's wife. Manoach, not Noach. Manoach.
That was the father of
You know her name? Her name, yes, according to the Gemara, it's what's her name again?
It's not in here.
It's not in here?
No. I'm honored. Everyone stand up. It feels so good. Yeah. Shimshon's the tour guide. Yossi.
To the
It's
Gemara.
amazing. It just came up. The Torah doesn't say it. The Torah doesn't say it explicitly. However, the Midrash does, and
See what $800 an hour gets you. Yeah.
It's something with the top.
So Rachel is like maybe possibly one name when we look this up,
No,
and then a very strange sounding name.
Yeah.
Manoach is the dad.
Oh,
Right, we know that.
Manoach is the dad. The mom.
Oh yeah. Ruben has our
mom's
scroll.
name is.
They mentioned, it's in the art scroll, the wife's,
It's a name we never heard before.
it's like,
Okay. So fine. So again, we're talking about Shimshon. The wife prays. Get the huh? Selaphonis. All right. I have a study in there. Right. It's not French. It's Israel. So now again, boys, listen. Hello. Get a chair for Yossi, my friend, my good friend. Be my friend for a day. I'm looking for a friend. So again, so Manoach's wife asks for the Malach. Malach comes, gives her the good news. Now Manoach prays that the Malach should come again to hear it again. And what is the Malach comes again, but who does he go to? He goes to the wife again. Doesn't go to him. Why did he go to the wife? He should have gone to Manoach himself because he prayed for it. He wanted to hear. We already know that she knows what to do because he came to her first. The malach came to Manoach's wife first. So if the malach came to Manoach's wife and Manoach is praying to meet the malach so he could know what's going on, why did he go to the wife? He should go to Manoach. He asked for it. The malach. Who is the malach? The angel comes, talks to the wife, tells the wife, make sure you don't eat. Manoach, the husband, prays that the angel should come back again. The angel does come back again, but goes to the wife again. Why? That's exactly the question. Go to the husband who asked you to come because he didn't hear from him. So hold on, let's see. So it says Yakut Shimoni umarehu kemare malach Elohim. Oh wow! Umarehu kemare malach Elohim. Uzvura bo shehu navi. So what happens? So Manoach meets him and he looks like a navi. He looks like a person. Right? And he assumed that he was a Navi and not a Malach. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu Ratzah, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted that Manoach should think that this Malach is the Navi. Why? In order for him to, this is the Yakut, this is the Midrash. The Midrash says that Manoach sees the Malach. When he sees the Malach, he realizes, Moshe, you with me?
Yes, sir.
Focus. You got to get it while it's hot. Manoach, the Malach goes to Manoach, or whatever, Manoach goes to the Malach, and the Midrash says that the angel looked like a Navi. Why did the angel look like a Navi? Because Hashem wanted Manoach to offer the Navi, quote unquote, something to eat. Something to eat. He wanted him to fulfill the mitzvah of Hachnasat Orchim, correct. Ve'im haya holech etzel ha'Baal, and if he would have came to him first, to Manoach first, then he would have known that he's a malach, an angel. So therefore he went to her and acted like a navi. If he would have appeared and not like knock on the door, if he would have appeared, then okay, pashut, he's the malach. But now that he appears to the wife in the sadeh a second time as a malach, but I'm sorry, he looks like a navi, but they're just assuming that he's just coming in the middle of a conversation. Does it make sense? Yeah. Okay. Wife, angel, Manoach. Okay? Wife is in the Sadeh. Manoach prays for the Malach to come again. The Malach comes, but goes to the wife. And looks like a Navi. Manoach goes, okay, comes over to Manoach, to his wife, or she calls him actually, and they go and he sees this man figure, and he assumes that he is a Navi. The Midrash says, why? Because Hashem set him up in order to ask him if he wants to eat, to fulfill the mitzvah of Hachnasat Orchim. This is the words of the Midrash.
Well, if he was so righteous that he would have recognized, why didn't he go to the first?
Because the Malad.
First time. Why didn't he hear her?
We're going to get to that. What does it say? It says in the Gemara in Berachot, Vayakom vayelech Manoach acharei ishto. What does that mean, acharei ishto? That he went after his wife. He went after her words and her advice. Ahad devareha ve'ahad atzata. Sorry. V'kashe demai devareha umai atzata ikahacha. What are these words and what is the advice that the wife is giving him? Ve'halo kol ma she'asta siva lahem hamalach. It wasn't the wife's idea. It was the angel's instructions of what to do. So why does the pasuk say that Manoach followed what his wife said? It's not what he did. It's what the malach said for them to do when he did it. Why does the pasuk give the credit to Manoach's wife? This is all the Gemara. Vadai ratzu lomar ahare devareha. What it means, ahare devareha. He went after her word. La'shov oto lenavi kemo shehashva hi. Ve'ahar atzata le'azmin oto litzod imahem. All right, Art Scroll help. What does this mean? When it says ahad devareha, he wanted to think that this person was a navi, not a malach.
They wanted to consider him to be a navi.
Right.
Like she thought. She was always.
She always thought he was the navi. She always thought.
She had no idea he was going to be a malach. She always thought he was a navi.
So if Manoach saw, he would have known it was a malach.
Right.
If it would have appeared to him the first time.
Correct.
But since it appeared to Manoach's wife first, okay, so she assumed that he was a navi. She tells Manoach, and she tells Manoach he's the navi. So that's why Manoach assumes that he's the navi, not a malach.
How do we know? How does it claim
Huh?
How do we know it's an angel?
Well, when you see an angel and you see a man, you'll know the difference. But
I don't know.
so ditto.
How do they know? How do they know? The question, how do they know?
Manoach was a Sadiq.
Okay, but Abraham didn't
I
know
don't-
that they were angels.
So they disguised as men.
Okay,
They
so
disguised as men. So how? So if Manoach would have,
why not hear it too?
it's a good question.
Exactly right. It
That's
was.
the point.
It was.
No, but he's saying why wouldn't he assume? If Abraham assumed they were men, why would it? Manoach.
She did assume it
But
was.
the Gemara is the Manoach. The Midrash is saying why did he go to him and not her? Right? Hold on. No. So the Midrash explains that he wanted Manoach to assume he was a Navi and not a Malach. Why? Because he wanted him to give Haknasat Orchim. Then the Gemara Berachot says that he went after her and after her advice. And the question is, what words are you talking about? Everything was done by the Malach. And he answers, the Gemara says, Ahar devareha lachshov oto lenavi, to assume that this person was a Navi, like she thought. V'ahar atzata leazmin oto l'sod imahen. And after her advice, because she said, she would say, invite him in. But where's the what's it called? Where's the break point? Where's the loss of words here? What's the problem? Is there a problem? There's no problem. Is there a problem?
He's saying is why did he think, Doctor, you're saying is why did he think he was a malach and she thought it was a navi?
Exactly.
That's the question.
Unless the Malach revealed himself or herself, whatever, to him as a Malach.
כי סברה שהוא נביא ואינו אלא מלאך. הקדוש ברוך הוא רצה.
How would he know it's an angel?
Well, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. You're going to see. By the way, you're going to see.
The Malach had to reveal himself as a Malach to Manoah.
No, he didn't. Only after.
Yeah.
Which we're going to get to. Only after. We're going to get to that. Yeah.
If you invite him to the Sodima,
Because what?
it's not a malach. You can't invite a malach to Suda.
We're going to get there. He said, I'm not eating your bread. The Malach says, I'm not going to eat your bread. No matter what, even if you hold me, I'm not going to eat your bread. So let's see what it says. So far we have two things. Let's review. We bring the fact, it says, Vayvo Malach Elohim od el ha'isha vehu yoshev basadeh u'manoach isha en ima. Right? We understand. Eshet Manoach is in the field. Manoach is in the house. The Malach comes from Shamayim straight to the field where the... Why did the Malach go to her, and not him? What?
Why he doesn't go to Manoah?
That's our question. Okay, and especially since the wife already knows what's going on, and the second thing, because he's the one that prayed for it. Imagine I pray for something and Yaakov gets it. All right, very nice for Yaakov, but like you missed the ball. Like I'm over here. Like, so we bring the Yakut Shimoni explains that Hashem wanted Manoach to know or assume that this person, this Malach, is a Navi and not a Malach. Why? In order to set him up, so you would invite him over to eat. That's the Midrash. The Gemara in Berachot says that Vayakom vayelech Manoach ahare ishto. He went after his wife. What does that mean, after his wife? It went after what she said and after her advice. The question is, what words and what advice are you talking about? Everything that was done was through the Malach. So to go after what she said, because she said that he's a Navi. So he believed her to say, oh, he went according to what she said. He's the Navi. Okay, great, he's the Navi. And what was the itzad that she had? To bring him into the house to offer him something to eat, because he's a Navi. You understand? He assumed everything that she said, he assumed was right. She said that the Malach was a Navi, so Manoach assumed he's a Navi. Small man, usually. Right? And the second is that he followed her advice. What's the advice? To bring him in to offer something to eat. Okay, that's the two things we have: the Midrash and we have the Gemara Berachot. Umitam ze katav habahyeh in Parashat Ki Tetzeh sheyetz. Well, listen to this. You have certain mitzvot that give you certain sachar, such as shiluach haken. Shiluach hakan is the right way to say it, and kibud avayim is arichut yamim. Leman yirbu yemechem v'meh v'lechem al adama. You have mitzvah. A mitzvah to have sechara is banin, to have children. Haknasat orchim. The Rabbeinu Bachya writes in Kitet said that there's certain mitzvot are segulat to get certain sachar. Some of them are such as kibud avayim to get long life, and shluch hakan to get long life, and to have children is hachnasat orchim.
Bikuch Olim.
Not Bikur Olim, we're saying over here hachnasat orchim. Maybe Bikur Olim is something else. So now he says, umishum hachi, he natna lo etza leazmin oto leechol imayim. He gave him the advice. She gave him the advice to invite him in to eat with them in order to get the zechut to have a child because of the zechut of hachnasat orchim. You understand? Huh? Not yet. No, sir, not yet. Actually, you're going to see something very interesting, something crazy later. Something crazy. That I'll tell you in a second. I don't want to ruin it because because I got to build up. If I don't build up, people look at their phones. So we know that the certain mitzvot get certain things. Manoach's wife tells Manoach, invite him over so we could be zochet to get the hachnasat orchim. Maybe we'll get a son out of it, and that's the reason why she did it. Okay, the Av HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted the same thing. The machshava tova, HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitztarafa le'maaseh, like it says in Kiddushin. The Gemara in Kiddushin says that I want to go to shul, but if I fall asleep, not if I go to sleep and not if I lie down, if I fall asleep or something happens I can't go, but I genuinely wanted to go, I get the credit for going. Doesn't mean you could base your 5-year plan on wanting to do stuff and not doing it. But this is all, b'di'avad, if it happened already. I wanted to, but I couldn't.
That's any mitzvah.
That's any mitzvah, that's right. So even though they didn't, remember, the malach didn't eat. Yaakov, the malach, did not eat, but she wanted to eat. But
He was hungry.
he was not hungry. But since they wanted to do it, right, Hashem gives them the credit as if they did it. And now here we go. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu not want Manoach to know he's a malach? What's the big deal? Why does he have to make it like he's the Navi? What's the difference? Listen to this. Because if he was a malach, we have a halakha. You should write this down. I'll tell you two things. One is if Hashem ever calls you out, you always say Hineni. You learn from Abraham and you learn from Yaakov.
What?
Hineni.
I'm ready.
I'm here.
What?
If Hashem ever calls you out, all the Nevi'im, you always see. Hineni means I'm here.
Hashem said to Noah.
They all say Hineni. I'm telling you what to do. It's okay, right? Whenever you hear your name being called, you say Hineni, okay? First thing. Second thing, if there's a malach next to you, it is asur to give a korban with the malach. And it's similar to the halakha. You're not allowed to shecht an animal next to a river or an ocean. Why? Because you're looking like you're giving a korban to the ocean. And it's asur to do that, 100%. You're not allowed to have a mizbeach next to a body of water. Because if you do, it looks like you're sacrificing to the body of water. But in those times, you
Yeah,
can.
that's right. They worship the Noah, the river. That's what
That was the god, the river.
Special thing about the body of
Nile.
water. Like if you have a mizbeach near to a stone or a tree or
A tree, I think you're allowed to have it next to a tree. Over here specifically, Gemara in Cholin says, "En shohatin letoch mayim uneharot mishum shenireh sheshochet lesaro shel hayam." That it looks like you're shechting to the malach of the water. So, hello, it's like clocking in for work and going to take your lunch break. You've done that, you said? That's terrible. So again, now the question is why? Why am I wrong?
It never happened to a guy.
But it happens all the time.
I was working during lunch.
The reason why, remember, we want to know why HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want Manoach to know that he's a malach, is because if he knows he's a malach, he cannot offer a korban.
He can't do half the things he wanted to do. He can't do achnasa.
Right, he couldn't do Hachnasat Orchim, very good, and he couldn't get the Sakkal for it, and he obviously couldn't do the right. Now when Manoach assumed that this malach was the Navi, אף אם הייתה כוונתו שהמן ונעשה לפניך גדר עזים, להעלות עליו עולה לפניו, בזה אין שום חשד. שהיינו אומרים שהיה רוצה Okay, this is amazing. If Manoach assumed he was the Navi, how do we know that he was the Navi? How do we know that Manoach assumed that this guy was the Navi? Because more than that. I'll give you another one.
Because
he didn't bring a fire with him. He didn't bring a fire with him. He assumed that the Navi is going to bring the fire from Shamayim.
And it happened, what?
Of course, yeah. And that's how the Malach split, by the way. He jumped into the fire, went up, and everybody was, Went crazy. So you understand? You are. If your father's not here, you what? You're in the clouds.
What do you mean you didn't bring a fire? Malach comes with a fire?
No, a Navi is a man that could do miracles. That's a Navi. So Manoach assumes that this person is a Navi based on his wife saying that this person is Navi, not a Malach. So he went Ahare Devareha, right? What she said, he said, okay, Navi. Now they want to go give a Korban, and they're going to go give a Korban to Hashem, which is great, but if he knew that he was a Malach, he cannot give the Korban to Hashem, which is not good, and he wants to give the Korban, he needs the Sakkal. And at the same time, he tells him he doesn't bring a fire with him. Why does he not bring a fire? Because he's assuming that Navi brought it. Like, bring your own meat. You understand? The Navi has the power to do that. In the Mizbeach, it happened every day in the Beit HaMikdash. Every day, one of the 10 miracles that happened in the Beit HaMikdash, every day, was the fire for the Korban HaTamid came down from Shamayim.
Wow.
Every day.
Amar Daesh, it says.
When you get the Navi, brings the fire.
The incense
Yeah.
also.
But now he
Why
doesn't
not?
bring the fire, he makes the fire happen, he's not bringing the fire. He's not
By the way,
No,
Eliyahu Navi, Hara
He's the
Carmel.
only one.
He's not the only one.
Who else made a fire out of it?
Eliyahu Hanavi?
I said, who else?
The one that knows just walked out, so I can't help you. He's the tour guide. He knows these things. No, for sure. Well, look, it's for sure. For sure. I'll get back to you. ולא היה יכול להקריב, וזה הקורבן היה מוכרח לעשות לפני מלאך, כדי שיוציא האש מהצוד. שהרי מנוח לא הביא אש כלל, מנוח didn't bring fire at all. ושמח על הנביל שיוריד האש מן השמיים, כמו שכתבו המפרשים. So if you look down, maybe the מפרשים will tell you, but it's a Navi can do these things. It's not on. By the way, it's not to mention about Nevi'im, but we have rabbis of our time that do such things. I don't know about fire, but by the way, Zera Shimshon himself, he lived next door to the shul, and the Zera Shimshon was a very big mekubal, and he was mekubal ma'asit, which is not something that people play with. Shemot and able to, what's it called? That's heavy duty stuff. It's out of our pay grade. And he extinguished the fire using Shemot. Zera Shimshon.
What do you mean, which fire?
There was a fire in the shul. I'm sorry. There was a fire in the shul next door, and the fire was spreading. And he sat down. It says he sat down. And he said Shemot, and he extinguished the fire using Shemot of Hashem. Yeah. Zera Shimshon. So if he could do it, then Navim for sure could do it.
I think the fundamental Navi is Moshe, and when he was Madlik, the Mishkan, he brought the fire, and he's the paradigm. Eliyahu also did. And when he said, the Mefarshim say, the Navi can bring fire, he's maskir the tzur.
Yeah, the tzur.
But Moshe was also able to talk, manipulate, water came from the tzur, Shamayim
Right.
came from the Shamayim. So I think
Right.
it's Navim or
But they're connected. They get for sure, 100%. 100%. Okay, so you understand? So far, again, let's review. We asked the question, why first of all, why are we even talking about this now? We're talking about it because the Parshat talks about Nazir. And we're talking about the first Nazir, what happened with the mother and the father of the first Nazir, and how he was born. So the question is that why did the Malach came to them 2 times. One to the wife, and the second time to the wife. But before the second time, the Malach only came because the Manoach prayed for it. So why did he go to the wife and not to Manoach himself? So we bring a midrash explaining that Hashem Davka wanted Manoach to think he's a Navi and not a Malach. Why?
Go to his wife lechatchila.
Huh?
Why didn't he go to his wife lechatchila?
Who's he?
No.
The wife's in the field, he was at home. What do you mean?
How do you know that?
Manoach's wife went to get him the second time.
No, he asked him, why didn't he go the first time to Manoach? Why this wife? That's what you're asking.
So we're going to get to that in a minute. It's the same reason. It's the same reason why Hashem gave the Torah. What happened when Hashem gave the commandment to don't eat Etz Hadat to Adam? Hava sinned and caused him to sin. When Hashem gave the Torah to Bnei Yisrael, he says, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, Kiviyachol. He commands the women first. If you look at the Pesukim, he commands the women first. Yeah. Right. So, right, Bet Yaakov. What's the second part? V'yagid Yisrael or something? Yeah. Right. So what's the whole purpose? To say what? That if the women know something, they'll make sure it gets done. That you can't sway them. But if we tell them, it's a whole different story. But if God comes to her and tells her this is what it is, she will heaven high in water. You know what I mean? She'll get it done. Right or wrong? So that's the reason why. Yosef, you asked me a question.
Can I go upstairs and ask your wife?
No. Definitely not. Who says I practice what I preach? No, God forbid. Okay, so then we bring. No way. I want him to sit next to me. Jerry, you sit next to me.
Why is your door unlocked? You trust
We
everybody?
generally look around you. We let anybody in. Wow, what a pleasure.
Where's the booze?
Guys, set him up. Hook him up. Get him a cup of scotch. And by the way, go up, see if you get. All right, we'll do it in a minute. There's the child upstairs, but he's warming up. Just set up. Don't ask questions. Sit down and we feed you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we asked the question about Manoach. Manoach, right, was the father Shimshon. Shimshon's wife, right, got, if you squeeze the bottle like this, you get a little bit more out of it.
40 drops.
40 drops? Wow, that's a new one. Mom, sorry. Manoach's wife, right, gets the malach. Now, right, Esha Manoach. Then Manoach comes and prays, and then asks, and then the malach comes again and goes where? Goes to Esha Manoach again. Why does he not go to Manoach himself? Okay, especially since Esha Manoach already knows what to do. She doesn't have to hear it twice. And we brought a midrash explaining that Hashem wanted Manoach to assume the malach was a navi and not a malach. Wanted to assume that this malach was the navi. Why? Because if he's the navi, he's going to offer him to come in and to eat and to break bread with him. Why? To be zocheh, the mitzvah of haknasat orchim. Like we explained, if you want to have children, it's a good segula. Like we said, kaved et avicha ve'et imecha is one way to have long life. Shiluach hakan is another way to have long life. Tzedakah, to be rich. Okay? Haknasat. Huh? Aser b'shvil, right. Aser te'aser.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
So Manoah prayed to Hashem to have a child, right? So if he already prayed to Hashem and the Navi Malach shows up as a Malach, he knows that his prayers have been answered.
Not true.
Why?
You don't know. You don't know what he's saying.
You don't know what he's about to say. He might say.
He might be talking about something totally different.
He might say.
Okay, well, sometimes the answer is no. I mean,
So then the answer to your own question is you don't know. You don't know till you know.
okay, but if
So then he comes-
shows up as a Malach, he's there with an answer.
It's
Why
not,
would
by the
he-
way, if a malach came to you or a navi came to you and told you all these things that God told you to do, I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. You're going to end up doing it. But Davkat had to be a malach over a navi. And we're going to see why. But right now, the first step is to understand why does the Manoach, doesn't matter if he's a navi or if he's a malach. Huh?
Malach incognito.
It's a malach, yeah, sure. He's dressed up as a man. As a man. Why? Because Hashem wanted him to be zocher the mitzvah of haknasat orchim. If he doesn't do haknasat orchim, right? Even though he didn't do it, he still gets the credit for it. Like we said in Kiddushin, that machshava tova counts as a maaseh. Right. And the reason why we didn't, and then we jumped down and we said that
You have to do a korban.
he had to give the korban, right? And that's another reason why. Because if Manoach assumed that he was a malach, he could not give a korban to Hashem. Because why? The halakha is put on vibrate. The halakha is you cannot give a korban. Vibrate. You don't have a vibrate button?
It's a new phone. It's all messed up.
On the side.
Okay.
Just pull the pin down.
V'kol sheken ledat hachmei hamet. Okay, now here's something crazy. You walked in on a very crazy time. Shar Gilgulim. Okay, the Arizal. Who was Shimshon? Was the Gilgul of Nadav.
Oh, wow.
Nadav ve'avihu. Okay, he was the Gilgul of Nadav. Why? Esh Zara. Very good. Very good, Dov. Very good. Esh Zara.
He's been sharp in the
Yeah, give me a minute.
Shabbat, he was like giving over their Shimshon before we even got there.
Awesome.
What was it again?
Who? Nadav and Avihu were two of Aaron's sons that died on the day that they inaugurated the Mishkan because they brought in a foreign fire, and the fire went in from Kodesh Kodashim inside their body and burnt them inside. Okay?
It was both of them.
Both of them.
So why is it not the?
I'm telling you, Shimshon, you could only have an itzotz of one guy. You can't have two. I'm saying Shimshon. You can't. Well, Shimshon had of Nadav. Look, Arizal, talk to him. I don't know. Shimshon is the Gilgul, is the reincarnation of Nadav. Right? How do we know? We have a hint. What is it? How do you say Nadav backwards? Bedan. Where's Shimshon from? Dan.
Shevet Dan.
Shevet
He's
Dan.
buried there.
Right.
And Manoach as well. didn't they?
Right. Zera Shimshon shebedan otiyot Nadav v'Nadav ve'avihu hatu. How did they sin? They brought an Esh Zara. Right. And what did Manoach do? His father do? He brought an Esh Kodesh. And what does it say in the Midrash? I think somebody clocked it already. That the second the Malach came, the seed of Manoach that was already inside of it. Because remember, the last 3 days, incepted into, right? What's it called? What do you call it? Inseminated into the thing. The second the Malach came.
Wow.
Why? Because he was already, because you understand? The Malach comes to give him the news and give instructions, what to do, what not to do, because your son's going to be a Nazir.
But that only works if she was already, if they were already, like she was already on the way to being pregnant.
Well, if you have this stuff in you, it's in, you got 3 days at least. Okay, so look, that the second the Malach came to her, Niklat hazera shaya la berachma. Okay, so it took hold, the Zera took hold of what was already inside of her. Nidgalgel hadavar letaken kilkul shel Nadav.
Yeah, he's having children. He's got a wife.
He doesn't have a child.
He doesn't have children,
That's the
right?
chicken of Nadav.
Lehakriv ola belo esh hediot. To give a korban without a foreign fire. Ela be'esh min hashamayim davka. Specifically from it is because he's a kid now. He's
No, we're saying because Nadav and Avihu didn't have children and they weren't married. Right, we said that they didn't have children.
and Shimshon got married. Shimshon didn't have kids though.
No, we're saying, but Esh and Manoach didn't have children. Manoach
Yes,
didn't have
yes,
children.
all
And his
intertwined.
son became a Nazir who didn't drink wine, which is also tikkun.
Right. So it's all intertwined. It's unbelievable. How Shal Gilgulim comes in out of nowhere and tells you that Shimshon was the Gilgul of Nadav, and he gives you a little hint by the word Bedan that he's from Shebedan. And what's the purpose? Because how did he die? Nadav and Avihu, how did they die? Esh Zara. What did Shimshon's father do? Your father missed out on this one. And what did he do? He brought an Esh Kodesh from Shamayim Davka. It's exactly what it says in the Midrash. If you did bad with your hands, do good with your hands. You have what's it called? Havalim shel averot. Havalim?
Yeah.
No. Haburot. Havilot. Thank you. Havilot shel averot. Make havilot shel mitzvot. Meaning, if you did your bundles. If you did bad with your eyes, when you were younger, now you want to fix what you did with your eyes. Use your eyes to put your tefillin straight in between your eyes. Okay? And the Midrash goes in detail, by the way. Gives maybe 10, 12 different examples of what to do. You did bad with your legs, do good with your legs. You did bad with your hands, do good with your hands. And it says what to do. To do what? To be metaken, everything that you were mekakil with. Body part by body part. And now you understand the pasuk where it talks about Manoah tells him, come eat by us, right? We say, Faddal, come eat. And what does he say? Im ta'sereni, even if you hold me, lo ochal belachmecha. I'm not going to eat your food. V'im ta'aseh olah, and if you're going to make an olah, la Hashem ta'alena. Make it for Hashem. Okay, so he says two things. One is the Malach is telling Manoach, if you're going to make, because he tells you, come over, he goes, I can't come over, he's pressing him, and he tells him, no. And even if you try to hold me to stay, I ain't eating your food. And not only that, if you're going to give an olah, give it to Hashem, don't give it to me. These are two things. The first question is, how could you think that Manoach would give an olah to anybody but HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Why is the Malach trying to put a pat on his back? No, don't give it to me. If you're going to give it to anybody, give it to God. Why? Why do you need to hint him? Why do you need to hint him? What makes you think?
It goes back to the thing, because he thought that he was an Navi.
Right. In other words, he's trying to tell him,
I'm not the Navi, you're
I'm not
trying
the right
to
thing.
sacrifice.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Okay.
It's a little different. But let's see. All good stuff. All good answers. So that's the first. The second question is, why do you have to say? So the first one is. First question was, what makes you think that Manoach would want to give a korban olah to anybody other than Hashem? Right? That you have to say, im ta'aseh olah, and if you do an olah, right, give it to Hashem. So you have the Midrash Yakut Shimoni in Melachim. It says regarding Elisha, Ish Elohim Kadoshu over Aleinu Tamid. Because we're talking about, what's her name?
Elijah.
Who did she stay by? Who did she stay by? The Shunamit. Right? Oh, right. And what does the Midrash say? Anybody that's Areya Tamid Acham Betoch Beto, anybody that brings in a Tamid Acham in their house and feeds them and gives them drink, it's Ki'ilu, he gave a Korban Tamid in the Beit HaMikdash. That's the Hachnasat. Well, Hachnasat Orchim is more for the children. This is an extra one. This is if you do haknasat tuchim to anybody. If you do to a Tamid Acham and you bring him in and you feed him and you give him a drink, Hashem's going to make it as if you gave a korban tamid in the Beit Hamikdash.
That's another Parshat on why he had to appear like a Novi, because he had to enable them to do Achnasas Orchim. Same with Avram Avinu with the Sholosh Malachim. He had to give them like he's most nefesh from the mitzvah of Achnasas Orchim. And that gives a schus, so then give him schusim to be able to get the bracha.
Right.
Zera.
Right. Okay.
To help for our sake.
It's always for our sake. Everything's for our sake.
Yeah.
The Aniyim, it says the Aniyim come around to save your life. The Aniyim that come asking for money, they're not coming for them. They're coming to save your life. And actually, I was in the city once in Manhattan, so whenever I worked for people before I had my own business, and I was always the guy that took the rabbis around. Okay, I was always the guy that they took me. Charles, go take the rabbi from here to there. So I took one rabbi in the city, a big rabbi, okay, from Israel, and he's walking, and it's in the summer, in the middle of summer, and in the summer is the summer, okay, and in Manhattan is Manhattan, it's a disaster. The rabbi's walking down with his head down, and he's walking speeding. It's like very cool. Okay, and I'm following and I'm walking, and I say, Rabbi, I'm sorry that you have to do this. You have to walk around. So he laughed. He goes, you think we do this for us? We do this for you. He just opened the cup like that. Why? Because the tzedakah that we give saves our lives. It's not for the rabbis. It's not for the kollel. No, they're going to get the money either way. They're going to get the money either way. You want to be zocher to get something? Then you'll be zocher to get it. If you're not going to be zocher, then tough on you. You got to grab it. That's what it says in the Gemara. I think it's in the Gemara. If a person should give tzedakah, if he thinks, if he's not doing well in business, he should give tzedakah. Kal v'homer if he's doing good in business. Kal v'homer if he's doing good in business. We don't operate the way the world operates, and unfortunately, we all grew up that way. We all grew up with that mentality. You go to school, get a degree, you work hard. Okay, great. I know plenty of people that don't work hard and make a lot of money, and a lot of people that do work hard, and God forbid, they don't make a lot of money. How could it be? Hashem is the one that controls. There's no mazal in Bnei Yisrael. Hashem is the one that controls the mazal. So it's not like you operate that, so that means you have to operate with the laws that we operate with. Which means what? Which means give tzedakah. Hashem says, you want to become rich? Aser b'shvil titasher. You want to become rich? Give tzedakah. Give 10% of your money. It works. And it's the only thing you're allowed to test Hashem in. Sasha, lost my address. Okay, let's continue. So it says in the Midrash, again, so now it says anybody that brings in a Talmid Acham, who feeds him and gives him food and drink, it's as if he gave a korban tamid. Right? The Malach is telling Manoach, if you're going to make food in front of me in order to give it as a korban, why? Because you think I'm a Navi. You think I'm a Navi. You want to give me food in order that I should assume that in order for you to get the zechut as if it's a korban tamid. So it says even if you force me, I'm not going to eat it. Right? Because you want me to eat in order to that you think you're going to get the zechut of a korban tamid because I'm a Navi. Navi is tamid acham. So in tirseh zechut, and if you want the zechut, go give the olah for real. Olah, by the way, is money. How much is a cow, Jerry? A full cow, a couple of $1,000, I think.
Yeah.
600. You know how much? How much?
Charles, I think the distinction is between shlamim or something where the kohen, the Navi could benefit from, and the olah that's
Go all up to Hashem.
right. So I'm saying to him, you need to do more than something.
If you want to do it because you want the zechut of me, if you want the zechut of me, that's a new one. If you want the zechut of the tamid by feeding me and giving me haknasat tuchim, don't bother. I'm not going to eat. But if you want the zechut, do a real korban. That's.
Don't benefit from it all.
He's not saying that it's not an issue of benefit or don't benefit. He's just telling you do the korban. V'im tirseh zechut taseh mamash olah. Answer, it's okay. It's okay. Answer, it's okay. Taseh mamash olah v'ta'alena l'Hashem ketikuna she'az yeh lecha sachar tov. Then you're gonna have real sachar. Excuse me. Now when we listen to Rabbi Manso, we get that also sometimes, no? And the rabbi's got some witty. I write those down for when it happens to me. I love you. However, with the end of the pasuk, so the first reason why does he want to eat is clear. Why does he want to eat? Because he tells if you want, because Hashem, if you want to do it for the zechut of getting the korban tamid, just relax. Just do the korban tamid. Just give the korban tamid stam now. Do it regular. But the last pasuk doesn't make sense. And we're going to take a break after this. The end of the pasuk is says sheta. And by the way, the children's upstairs, but I don't know why she didn't bring it down.
When you're done, I'm going.
Let's go upstairs.
Yeah, my wife loves that. The end of the pasuk is shocking. Washatam shel zeh ki lo yada manoach. En lo kesher klal im rosh pasuk. The beginning of the pasuk says v'ta'aseh lefanecha gedei izim. Make gedei izim and give it as olah. But the pasuk ends by saying because Manoach didn't know that he was a malach. Gedei izim is a gedei izim. Gedi. Sorry, I'm from Brooklyn and my Hebrew's not great, so be nice about it.
No, you just guessed here for Brooklyn.
Thanks a lot. We're starting early with the jabs, huh? I'm here for another couple of days, huh? Jerry likes those. So now again, why does the pasuk end? Well, let's just recap before we finish here. We asked why does Manoach pray and Hashem sends the malach to Eshet Manoach and not to Manoach himself. We explained that Hashem did not want Manoach to know he was a malach. He wanted him to know that he's a navi. Why did he want him to know he's a navi? Because he wants him to offer Hachnasat Orchim. Why Hachnasat Orchim? Because Hachnasat Orchim is a segula for a child. First thing. Second thing we said is also that if he knows he's a malach, he cannot give a korban in his presence. Because if you give a korban in the presence of a malach, it's as if you're giving a korban to the malach, and that's like avodah zarah, and no good. To korban to Hashem.
Thank you.
To thank you. When a malach comes to you, or a navi comes to you with good news, they couldn't have a kid.
They're going to have a child.
They're going to have a child. And not only they're going to have a child, they're going to have a nazir who's going to save Bnei Israel. Because once Shimshon did what he did, the Pelishtim didn't bother Bnei Israel for 25 years. For 25 years.
We need another one.
Yes, we do. We need one a lot longer than 25 years, my friend. And then we explained that that's the same reason why you can't have a mizbeach next to a body of water, because it's showing as like if you're shechting, if you're giving a korban to the side of the water.
Hold it. You just about kasha. You just said he said the malach just told him to offer an olah. You just said he can't offer it in front of him.
If he knew he was a malach, he didn't know he was a malach yet. The same pasuk actually says, give the korban. That's what he says. Prepare gidei ezim. Okay, because ki lo yada manoach shu malach Elohim. The pasuk says that this navi, quote unquote, tells Manoach, go make a korban, and the pasuk ends by saying the words that Manoach didn't know that he was a malach. Why does it say that? What does that have to do with anything? It doesn't make sense. So before I answer the question, I'm reviewing, and I'm explaining that Manoach had to tell him that what do we say? He said he wants to give the korban. The malach tells him, don't do hachnasat orchim, do the real thing. We'll start from there. Do the real thing.
Something just quickly. It says Yargish. He felt that he was a malach, meaning it wasn't a Indian of Judea. It was a feeling.
Right. Okay. That's good. It's true. That's true.
There's definitely more to that.
Well, look, if you meet somebody holy, by the way, I'll give you a perfect example. I spent one time 10 hours picking my rabbi up from Jerusalem, driving to David Abu Hatzera in Nahariya, waiting 2 hours online, seeing him for maybe 20 seconds if I'm lucky, no exaggeration. And that's with knowing people. Drive the rabbi back to Jerusalem, then drive back to Efrat. I get home, I plop on my bed, I'm like, I'm dead.
20 seconds?
Literally, if I'm lucky. And
You drove from here?
from here to Jerusalem to Nahariya, it's all the way north. Then drove back to drop my rabbi off in Jerusalem, then came back here. Okay?
It's Reb David Cohen.
Rabbi David Abu Hatzera. No,
But you
Rabbi
took
Rabbi Azikot, my rabbi. Rabbi Azikot.
Daniel Cohen.
No, it's different. Rabbi David is in Jerusalem. Azikot from Brooklyn. Yeah. So now my daughter asked me, how was it? So my eyes are closed, I'm like this, and I smile. And I go, you want to know how the Torah is emet? Because you can spend 10 hours in a car to see somebody for 20 seconds and be satiated and happy, and you do it again. Because if that happened to anybody and met some Joe Schmo, you would never feel that way and you would never leave. But the fact that you saw it 20 seconds, so he's saying that he felt that it was a malach, it makes sense. Because the kedusha you feel.
Kedusha.
You know the real McCoy when you see the real McCoy.
Yeah, you feel it. I mean, my father, the spits of the the entertainment world. Like he went to Sadiqim, he spoke about David Bowie and Bruce Springsteen. That's who he was busy with, yeah. And then Sadiqim touched him, and he said, "Oh, he felt kedusha, he felt holiness." And it overwhelmed him. When he ran away from the shul to a bar, he couldn't take it. But it affected him.
Well, he had to come back down.
Yeah, he couldn't, it was overwhelming. But it changed his life.
You were at Stipler?
Should be well.
Asian guys in, and it was very quick, as you said, he felt like in the presence of the Tana.
I spoke to the Pittsburgh Rebbe for the first time in my life on the phone. On the phone. Okay, Dov. Yeah, thanks. And the next day, you ready for this? I was walking in Manhattan on 33rd Street like this. Like, you know, the Hafetz Chaim picture? You saw that? I legit. And I called myself like, what am I doing? Because you just, the whole, I'm not joking. I'm not even exaggerating. The Kedusha it just transfers. When you see somebody, it made the transfer. When you see a malach, which Rebbe? Lubavitcher Rebbe? No, I never met him. No, he passed when I was younger. I was young. I go to the oil all the time. Love the oil. Very special place. So.
Where, 770?
770, yeah.
No,
No,
not 770.
oil, right. The oil is special. So, okay, so now we're ending off by saying, so then why does, listen up. The Midrash explains that Elisha, Ish Kadosh, right? And the Midrash over there explains that anybody that's me'areach, a Tamid Acham, and feeds him and gives him drink, it's as if he gave a korban a Tamid. So the Malach by Manoach is telling him, if you want me to eat in order so you could fulfill the mitzvah of Haknasat Dochim to the Tamid Acham, so be considered as if you give a korban, just give the korban. Just give the korban now. Let's do it. Give the korban, and that's what Manoach does it. If he eats and if you feed a Tamid Acham in your house, it's as if you gave a korban a Tamid. Okay, so now Manoach wants this opportunity, and he tells him, but the Malach tells him, don't worry, I'm not eating your food, but if you want to do a korban, do a korban. Because why are you offering me?
That's exactly the Malach.
Yeah.
That's evidence he's a Malach.
No, Tamid Hacham. The Midrash says if you feed a Tamid Hacham in your house, it's as if you gave a korban a Tamid.
But he said, what he's saying is that the words of what the malach is hinting to him saying is, I'm not.
I am a malach. I am a malach.
Without doing it.
Okay, well, soon you're going to see that look, if you read the Pesukim, when he gives the korban, the malach jumps in the fire and goes straight up to Shamayim, and that's when the jig's up, and that's when they knew that he's a real malach. So I knew it. I didn't know. I knew it. but the whole time, you want it.
Isn't that really the hint?
That's not a hint. That's the game over. That it's known that it's.
No, that he says, I don't want to eat your food.
No, I'm not eating your food.
Bring a korban.
Bring me a korban. No, don't bring me a korban. Bring Hashem a korban. Look, you know, Adam and Rishon did the same thing with Shabbat. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Who wrote that? Adam and Rishon. Why? Because when it turned dark. No, David HaMelech did not write that. No,
he brought it down. David HaMelech was like the kli to Megala.
Yeah, but who composed it? Who composed it? Was Adam Rishon.
Moshe, all the 11 Tehillim from until Kufalef was Moshe Rabbeinu. So somehow Moshe was Megala also.
Well, it could be passed down and all. But the point is that Adam and Rishon wanted to Yom HaShabbat because Motzei Shabbat, that's when the fire came. We thought the world was coming to an end. Okay, and then he realized how to make fire, and he would, you understand? So he wanted to thank Shabbat, but Shabbat the Malach of Shabbat says, don't thank me, thank Hashem. So it starts by saying Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat, then Tov LeHodot LaDonai U'Shivcha Elyon. The second, U'Zamesh Shivcha Elyon. So the first pasuk is talking about Yom HaShabbat, but the second pasuk he tells him. It goes, no, do it to Hashem, don't do it to me. And then Tov Le'odot Hashem. So same thing over here. So the last question is why doesn't he thank, why does it say, Lo yochal lachmecha? Right? Lo ochal belachmecha. The word belachmecha is extra. Because it makes it sound like saying, I won't eat your bread, but I'll eat someone else's bread. Maybe I'll eat my bread, but I ain't eating your bread. Why does it say, Lo ochal belachmecha? I will not eat your bread. But by the way, and even more, the malach doesn't eat at all. He should have said, Lo ochel lechem. He says, no, I don't eat.
But your.
Why does it say your bread? What's the your bread about? Mishum hachi ba pasuk, sofa pasuk, to give the reason, ki lo yada manoach. ולכן המלאך אמר בלחמך כדי שלא ירגישו מלאך. He kept it up. He said, why? I don't eat your bread, because he wanted to make sense. No, I do eat bread, but I'm not going to eat your bread. Specifically yours. Why? Because I want you to think that I'm a Navi, I'm not a malach.
Basically he's saying that the malach was trying to give him as many opportunities to perform mitzvot that would give him the zchut to have the child.
To give
Him the zchut to have
right,
the
you
child.
can't. Manoah cannot know that he is a malach.
No, but the whole point is that he gives him the point of avachanasat ochim, the point of the opportunity for the korban, and he gives him opportunities to do the mitzvot, which then give him the chance to have Shimshon.
Right.
Because otherwise, why would he keep on, keeping the act up?
Right. Okay. Let's go now.
Wow, we didn't even have to be master.
I'm sorry. Should we talk about being a Nazir, or should we talk about? All right. You know what? Let's talk. Who's a Kohen over here? Yeah. Anyone else?
Oh, you wait like surprised.
No, I know you're a Kohen because every time I walk in by Musaf, they do Birkat Kohanim and you're walking out. So I know. All right. So go to. I'm going to give you a little hint, a little bit of what I'm going to do on Shabbat. Go to Tet. Oh, I love this one.
You're going to eat the chillin', Charles?
No, thank you. I don't eat yalachmecha.
Yosef, it's for you. He's not happy.
Right. There's a Gemara in Baba Batra. By the way, I'm sorry it's slim pickings. All right, it was a little.
Perfect.
It's all right. We usually have the thing full. Yeah, prohibition pickle.
Kiddush we're going to have. It's gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
By the way, I've got a message from Shirat David, special. They never post about like a whole weekend about Zera Shimshon other than just this one. This week Zera Shimshon will be a special farewell shir in honor and appreciation of the Sakkal's dedication to the community in general and to Zera Shimshon shir in particular.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And that's on the special shir.
I don't like these things. I'll tell you why. Too late.
It's already gone live.
When you do something, you should do it l'shem shamayim.
You did. Just
I
now
know.
people are
So I
remembering
don't.
it.
Okay.
After
So
the
remember the
fact.
Torah.
Okay.
Don't remember me. Remember the
What
Torah.
did they say? Particularly the Zera Shimshon. They didn't say that.
Good. Very nice.
Kugel.
Very
la,
nice.
la, la.
Okay, good. I like that.
The Zera Shimshon.
Okay. You have a Gemara in Baba Batra. An awesome Gemara. Maybe we start this. Hello. There's a Gemara in Baba Batra that the Rabba Bar Hana. I'm giving a shout out to my father and my grandmother, who I'm pretty sure are watching. I'm just.
There are two listeners.
There are two listeners. That's great.
Every week.
Thanks, Ma.
There's actually four on YouTube.
Whatever. So,
There's a
look,
bunch on
he
on
meets.
Instagram as
Shh,
well, so.
he gives 12 examples of what happened when he met an Arab merchant in the desert. The most weird, interesting, the 12 stories. I was in the desert and I encountered an Arab merchant. A Bedouin. Very good. And he says, Amal Yahud Taya'a.
That sounds Arabic.
Ta'ut. That's a good one. He says, do you want to come see where the earth and the sky kiss? Use the word kiss. Which is not such a nice way. We don't use these, we'll say meet or something, but, right? So we said also, do you want to come? I'll show you where Balak was buried. Balak, where the thing opened, and he put his ear, he saw smoke, and he heard them screaming that Moshe is emet, Torato emet. Korach. Sorry. What did I say? Oh, sorry, Korach.
They wish they had that system.
Right. So he tells him, do you want to come see where the sky and the earth kiss? So Azali v'Hazai, David, I go and he takes me. What do I see? I see exactly where the sky and the earth kiss, and I see many windows. Okay, kaveh. He said, I had a basket of bread and I put it down on one of the windowsills.
Is this a nevuah? What is this?
This is an example. All these are metaphors. These are, look, the Gemara, all Agadah in the Gemara It's very, very deep. But you can't write down the deep stuff on paper because it's called secrets for a reason. If it'd be written in English and all the other languages and it's all easy to understand, it's not much of a secret. Zohar stories. Read the Zohar, it's all stories. Zohar, I understand what you're saying. Yes, the secrets are hidden, are dug inside the stories.
Reading it doesn't mean you understand it.
You don't need to understand it. Shema understands it. Shema understands it. Read. Don't worry. When you get older, you read. Okay, great. Different. Okay, I understand. But the majority of the Rabbi Haya, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Hana are walking in the Rabbi Haya walking in the desert. They see two guys walking. One guy gives tzedakah, the food to a guy who needs food. The other guy says, "Why are you giving? You're gonna die. You're gonna die from hunger." And it's all these stories. Everything's stories. But the secrets and the sword are inside the stories. They're not on paper. The secrets are passed down. So these 12 things, what you're going to see now, okay, are all secrets. But you got to know them. You got to learn them. They're passed down. It's not meant for the general public. So the ones that are worthy of knowing are worthy of knowing. So now look, he puts his basket on the windowsill, okay, and now he goes to pray, and he turns around and he sees that his basket's not there anymore. So he turns to the taya'a, and the merchant, and he tells him, what? You got ganavim over here too? Well, where the sun, where the earth and the sky meet, there's a bunch of, in Arabic, hashos. You got a bunch of thieves here also. So he goes, no. What does he say? Galgala dirkiyahu dehadad. He says it's revolving. It revolves. Come back here the same time, same place, same time tomorrow, and you'll find your basket. That's what the story that he says he saw this Arab. It's crazy, right? Yeah. So cool. So what does he do? He says this dugma, this example, this metaphor is to understand Birkat Kohanim. This week's parasha is Birkat Kohanim. The Shulchan Aruch, it's amazing, it's beautiful. Shulchan Aruch says, when the Kohanim mevarech et ha'am, right, they have to have in mind, Eli, you have to have in mind to make 5 spaces. You put your hands together, windows. You make 5 spaces. Don't do it unless you're Kohen. So you have, here's the first one. You don't do it. You want to do like scissors, you can do scissors, right? This will be the second one. Then when the thumbs are like this, that's the third one. Then another set of scissors on this hand. And then this side here also. That's 5. I said don't do it. Doesn't mean do it.
No, I'm just trying to understand it.
So if you guys got it, it's 1 here. Gap is 2. Then the giant gap of the fingers like this is the third. Side you have another gap, and then you have a gap over here. 5 windows. All right, this Shulchan Aruch says you have to have 5 spaces. Right? Ben shtei etzbaot l'shtei etzbaot avir echad, like we just said. Ben etzba legudal, begudal legudal. All right, uporsim kapehem, and you put your hands out in order that you have the inside of your hand facing the ground. That's Shulchan Aruch. The palm has got to face the ground, and this got to face up. Hold on. Huh? Parallel, yeah, it's got to face the ground. Ve'ahoreh yedehem keneged hashamayim, and the top of your hand got to face up. Okay? This is Shulchan Aruch. And now he ties it into Shar Kavanot. Shar Kavanot says, Kisod Birkat Kohanim hu gadol veram. The secret of Birkat Kohanim is huge. Shebishpilo, because in the merit of Birkat Kohanim, Tishrei HaShekhinah Yisrael, the Shekhinah resides itself on Bnei Yisrael because of Birkat Kohanim. Because it says, V'samu et shemi al Bnei Yisrael v'ani abarechem. You put my name, the Kohanim are the conduits, okay, of the what do you want to call them? The channel, or the juncture, okay, of where the Shamayim and where the Aretz meets, and that's where they kiss. That's the first part of the Dugma. You have to do it this way. You can't do it this way. Well, yeah, right, because your thumb's got right. You got to go like this. Right, you're right. It's true. Right, very good. So again, remember, we're saying this very weird dugma, Eli, is based on Shulchan Aruch. Okay, how many guys are on their phones?
No, just me. I have to go take my son. He's not feeling well.
I was just joking. You can stay on your phone. Don't leave.
Time you lie, so I can find it.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Where are you going until?
What?
Until what time you're going?
I don't know. Depends. Yeah, ish. I don't know.
I'll come back tomorrow.
Okay. If I'm on live, I'm still going. So again, that's the first part of it. Okay. So this is what the Arizal says. Because of Birkat Kohanim, that's how the Shekhinah resides on Bnei Israel. Okay.
Like 4 times in Brooklyn.
4 times in Brooklyn.
In a year.
Sfaradim, we do it every day.
Really?
Every day.
Brooklyn?
I never knew that Ashkenazim didn't do it until I was by Rabbi Reisman Shul in Brooklyn and until I saw it in Shulchan Aruch. You Ashkenazim in America, you said Birkat Kohanim how many times?
3 times a year. 4 times a year.
4 times a year. Yom Tov. That's it.
Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur.
But we do it on we do it every day. Every day we do it. Sunday through Saturday. No, even in America. Sfaradim did it. We did it all the time. Always did it.
Ashkenazim, they don't do it both. I don't think.
Okay, thank God you're here and thank God you do it. What am I going to tell you? Now, what's the next part? So I saw these windows. What's up with the windows? Kelomar halonot. Right? Kaveh is like indentations, we can call it. And what are they? They're halonot. Like the Midrash says on the Pasuk, Ko tevarechu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, even though I told you, Kohanim, to give the berachah to Bnei Israel, I myself am going to go on them and I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to ask you to do it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to do it myself. Right. V'ani omed u'mvarech etchem. Lefichach haKohanim porsim kapehem. Why do they have to put their hands out? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is standing behind them. Like it says in Shir HaShirim, Mashgiach min halonot u'mekitz min right, harakim. Very good. Right? Mashgiach. What does Mashgiach mean? He's overseeing, observing. Min halonot, right? He's observing through the windows. Mi ben kitfotehem shel haKohanim. That they're, what's the halonot? Are the hands of the Kohanim. Metzitz min harakim.
Would be shoulders.
What?
Katem is a shoulder. It's like,
Right. Very good. It's all right. It's on over their shoulders. Metzitz min harakim.
so look, that's through the cracks of the hand.
That's through the cracks of the hand.
Nicks and crannies.
Nooks and crannies. Very good. And what you have Hey harakim. 5 nooks and crannies. Which are the what? The 5 things that you have in your hands. Right? And Od and more it says, Mr. Bloomberg, Tam omer lahem. Right? Maleh, I love you. Amod lahem, why it's maleh. What does maleh mean? It has the vav. It doesn't need to have the vav. But the vav is there on purpose. Why? Take the vav that's in the word emor lahem, and put it inside the ko tevarechu et bnei Israel, and you have kava, which is lashon halon. So another thing to show you that Hashem is going, that's why in the Shulchan Aruch it says you have to look at the windows before Birkat Kohanim to remind you that the Shekhinah is coming through the window and he's going to go through the avirim of the Kohanim in order to give the berachah to all Bnei Israel.
Wow.
Okay, now what's the next thing? He puts his basket down. Remember? And then it goes away. What's this basket? So the basket is, I went to pray for all sorchei mezonotai. Birkat Kohanim is a very important part. It's very important to pray for Parnasah. Parnasah is when you pray during Birkat Kohanim. Right? Kelomar hitpalalti lifnei Hashem al mezonotai. Kemo atefilot miyuchadot le'et ratzon hazeh. If you look at the Sidur, you'll see it. If you look at the Sidur, you'll see it. Ve'ikar zo atefila hi be'et shemesayemim haKohanim sim shalom. Umiyat shesiyanti tefilati. Right. So now, what's the remember? He put his basket down. He prayed for his mizonot. Turns around, the basket's gone. What's going on? He got steelers here? No, come back, same place, same time tomorrow. Why? Because once it's done, Birkat Kohanim's done. The Shekhinah's out. The Shekhinah's out. So he turned to see the basket to see if it's still on the halon to see how much longer does the Shekhinah stay. And the answer is he doesn't. She doesn't. She leaves. And that's why it says, right, that in the Midrash it says, in Shir HaShirim, Domeh Dodi Lizvi. Right? Domeh Dodi, my beloved one is resembled to a deer. Why? Because just like a deer hops, so does the Shekhinah hop from one bit Knesset to another, one minyan to another, in order to do Birkat Kohanim, in order to be on all Bnei Israel. So if you want the Shekhinah to come again, there's not this Ganavim here. Come back same place, same time tomorrow, and you can ask me, you'll find your basket again. And that, it's amazing. Okay, now let's talk about the Ganavim again. Shema yesh kan avos. So what does that mean? Maybe is there ganavim? He turns around, he doesn't see the basket. He's assuming maybe I have sins. I have sins that cause the Shekhinah to leave. V'ika ganave hacha. Shema yesh kan avonot shegormim siluk Shekhinah. Maybe there's some sins that I did that are causing the Shekhinah to leave. And what does the Tayyah say? La. It's not true. That's not why. It's not because of your sins. It's because galgala derekiyahu. That because the world it's around. Kach darko tamid liyot doleg vekofetz. And he come back tomorrow, he tells him, because it'll be at the same place, same time. That the Kohanim are going to make the same beracha, and when they make the same beracha, Birkat Kohanim, you'll find the Shekhinah there, and you'll find the basket there again. Shelefi adin, HaKohanim hayad lahem lisad kapehem, b'tfilat shaharit shel kol hayom. Oh, so that's what he's saying, that really, the Kohanim are supposed to do Birkat Kohanim every day, but because, vitam kalush nitbatela zot mitzvah, because you have to do it be'ahava. The beracha says you have to do it be'ahava. And what in Ashkenaz, there wasn't a lot of love going around because of the pogroms and all this crazy stuff that was happening. No, amen. That's why. So they were never happy. It was hard.
Good limits first.
So they couldn't do Birkat Kohanim. So Baruch Hashem now, in the Zechut of Zera Shimshon, we should be happy every day. Amen. And we should be happy with our spouses and our children, okay, and our businesses. Right? And we should all be learning together. And we should have sufficient parnasa until Mashiach comes. B'mirah b'yamin amen. Rabbi Chaim Kanievski amen. Rasa Kadosh Baruch Hu lezachot Yisrael leficha b'arat Torah Shlomo she'emar. Adonai hafez samas yidua yidei Torah be'adir. Yeah, we're 10. Mashiach et amecha uverech et nachalatecha uleim v'seim ad olam. Perfect. Amen. There's my pencil. Amen. Amen. Yesh Rabba Mevra La La Mevra Meyad Bela Shabbat Moshe. Amen. Ilana. Amen. Zag Baruch everybody. Bircha Achrona. And let's set up the tables like we normally do.
Everyone's coming. Baruch Hashem.
Huh?
By the way,
Last week he came.
I want to tell you something interesting on this last Parshat. In the Mishnah, when they talk about a basket for bikurim, it's called it kalkala. Kalkala shel perot. So when he said the mashal of the basket, and you said kalkala, I mean parnasa,